Okay.
So we were walking, I was walking, and then
Okay. That's Captain Mashak.
Now you said the Most High gave His word to everybody, right?
That bond is you living out right now. That bond is why you at the bus stop right now.
You understand? The scripture says, any man speak, let him speak of the oracles of God. They think the law is a small thing. Separate, man. We are separate from these other nations, man.
That's right.
Yeah, no one here. 140 for the rebel, busy man, shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga.
Already when Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no hoe to lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. He Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert, another cop can stress the nigga. He ain't demon, it's an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. Took that open blood, do you know I'm gon' get active with you? Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers can they spin, I ain't listening, is effective. If revenge was a woman, I stroke that bitch like James. How I walk, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. As who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young guy. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit like it go who got the gun, it go who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raise up the chain free. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you will never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody won't be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow side, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his gang, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Let me make sure we live on Facebook. Make sure everything checks out. I don't see us on Facebook yet. We live. All right, I want to make sure I can see it, and then
YouTube, this says it's still loading though on YouTube.
everything. Yeah, I see it. All right. And we live on YouTube, right? All right. All right, Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander General Yohana, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who they are according to the scriptures and what's required of us according to the Bible. All right. Tonight is the law class, okay? A very important class where we help brothers and sisters keep and maintain integrity. We maintain integrity by the criteria set before us by the Most High, which is to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, all right? Last week we discussed what, Ashton? What did we discuss last week? Absolutely, following the rules of the Lord. And in doing so, and following the law, statutes, and commandments, what does that mean? That the Lord will what? Damn right, brother. Put us above all the other nations. It's important for us to be in charge, right? Because we have a wicked nation right now running the earth, okay? That thinks homosexuality should be available to everyone, right? Who thinks eating pork, shrimp, and lobster, right, is should be, is lawful, right? Because they don't set a difference between what, Ashton? Clean and what? And yeah, absolutely, clean and unclean. You understand? And that's what's so important about us keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, is that we put a distinction, right? We set a boundary on what we can and can't do, okay? And that's how the Lord measures how you love him, right? We love God by doing what, Nora? Exactly, obedience, right? That's the only way you can love him, right? Some people think you show God love by what? Giving the pastor money, right? Making sure he's, Bentley'd up, right? But the Bible says, if you love me, do what, Gia? Keep my commandments. That's what the scripture says, right? It's the same thing. You were right. Okay. So we discussed how we love the Lord, and what's required of us is to keep the law. And in keeping the law, we are rewarded with being set above high, right? Of all the nations of the earth. Right. So last week we said we were going to get to. Let me ask you a question. Can you do just some of the stuff the Lord asked? No. Why not? Because you have to do all what he said. Yeah, you got to do everything, right? Get me Matthew 5:48, brother. You understand? This is what the Lord requires of us. Matthew 5:48. This is something that's not taught in Christianity. It's not taught in Islam. You just got to come as you are in the church, right? That's what your pastor wants you to do. You got it?
Come.
Yeah, go ahead.
Matthew 5:48. Mm-hmm. Be ye therefore perfect.
Be what?
Be ye therefore perfect.
You have to be perfect, man. You understand? That's what God wants you to do. He wants perfection from you. Okay, that's why you young brothers and sisters, you guys are the new generation coming up. You understand? When we say, when Christ said, the kingdom come not by observation, but the kingdom is within you, he really meant that, man. You guys are bringing forth the new generation that's going to have the standard, that's going to keep the standard. You have to understand you're different than the people that's out there in the world. You have a duty to your people, man. And your duty is to make sure that they come out of this hell by you being a light to our people out there. How are you a light? By setting yourself apart and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments so that they can see the wisdom in you, right? They can see the wisdom in not eating pork, not celebrating Christmas. Man, how many of us are going to go into next year broke because we had to buy the Christmas gift? Right? We had to splurge on Thanksgiving. All things that the Lord tell us not to do. In your disobedience, you make what? The other nations rich. So you can't be on high, right? Read that again.
Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Because God is perfect, man. He's not telling everybody to be perfect. He's telling the Israelites to be perfect. So you can be set apart from the other nations. All right? Anybody got any questions thus far? No? All right. Let's get 1 Samuel, the 15th chapter, man. We're going to read about a king who did not do everything the Lord told him to do. Okay? Guess what? How much he did? 99% of everything he wanted, the Lord wanted him to do. You understand? And that comes with consequences, man. The Lord is perfect. He gives you an order. He wants it down to the T, man. Because why? That's the only way you can show that you love the Lord, by your obedience. Okay? Who has it? You got it? Please.
1 Samuel 15:1. Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way, when he came up from Egypt.
So this is also a brief history on this. Amalek was another nation. That's the so-called Jew today, right? The so-called Jew derives from Amalek. Okay, when we were coming out of Egypt, his tribe was killing our elderly, the people that weren't keeping up with the group, right? When we were coming out of Egypt. Read. Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, Slocky, is this the Trail of Tears?
No, this isn't the Trail of Tears. Trail of Tears has to do with the Native Americans and the walk to the reservations in Oklahoma. Yeah, Andrew Jackson. He was the president on your $20 bill who killed a lot of Indians on the Trail of Tears. That's what it was about. You're crying because Andrew Jackson just gave the order for a Native American baby, pregnant woman, for that baby to be cut out her stomach and smashed on the ground because she wasn't keeping up with getting to that reservation fast enough. That's what the Trail of Tears is about. And today America honors Andrew Jackson for that very thing he did. You know, just growing up, I can remember growing up as a kid around Thanksgiving, nobody wanted to be the Indians. Everybody wanted to be the Pilgrims in the play. Nobody wanted to be the savage Indian. You understand that all plays a role in justifying the murder and death of our people, right? That again, he killed a lot of Native Americans, and he's rewarded with being on the $20 bill. But yeah, that's separate from this. Well, go ahead.
Verse 3. Now go and smite Amalek.
Do what?
Now go and smite Amalek.
He was supposed to go. This king was supposed to go and smite Amalek. Because why? God remembered what the Amalekites did to our people coming out of Egypt. You let Israel, and the same thing that happens today. We're supposed to have a remembrance of what happened to our people throughout history. We're supposed to remember slavery. They want us to forget it. You understand? And you got a lot of brothers and sisters out here who get money, right? They get substance from the oppressor, and they tend to forget. They tend to forget the slavery. You understand? They tell you slavery was a choice, right? Isn't that what Kanye West said? Slavery was a choice, right? And we're commanded in the Bible to remember those things. But again, we get caught up in the drunkenness of America, and eventually what happens, we get lenient. We forget. And that's why the Lord says in the scriptures that he's going to punish the nations according to his anger. Because if he leaves it up to us, for these other nations to be punished, you know what? We'll let bygones be bygones, right? We'll get over it. When the Lord requires an eye for an eye, you understand, with these other nations, right? Go ahead, though.
Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have.
And do what?
And utterly destroy all that they have.
And utterly destroy all that they have. What does utterly mean, Nora? completely. Damn right, sis. Completely. Utterly destroy what?
All that they have.
All that they have. Their possessions, right? Not just them. You're going to destroy every trace of them. You understand? Read.
And spare them not.
And do what?
And spare them not.
Spare a couple.
And spare them not.
Save the children.
And spare them not.
Save the babies.
And spare them not.
But what about the women?
And spare them
And
not.
spare them not, man. That is the God we serve. God is giving that order to a king. You understand? This isn't the loving kissy kiss God in the Christian church. You won't find him there. But you will find, read it again.
And spare them not.
You will find a God that says, and spare them not. Read.
But slay both man and woman, infant and suckling,
Ooh.
ox and sheep,
Ox and sheep.
camel and ass.
Camel and ass. We don't even want to know what an Amalekite horse looks like. You understand? Utterly, completely. Read.
Verse 4. And Saul gathered the people together
And Saul gathered the people together.
and
Read.
numbered them in Tylon, 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. Verse 5. And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. Verse 6. And Saul said unto the Kenites, Go depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them. For ye shewed kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites. Verse 7. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to shore. That is over against Egypt. Verse 8. And he took Ahmad, the king of the Amalekites, alive and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
So he took one king alive. Why did someone think he took him alive? Why do you think he took him alive, G? He took one king alive. Why? You don't know? What do you think, Ashton? You don't know?
For bragging rights.
Not for bragging rights.
Because that was their leader.
Yeah, it was their leader, but why you want to kill the leader, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea. But why do you think Saul took him? Why?
Get information.
He had money. If you don't kill me, I'll give you. I got 4 bars of gold up under my hidden away. Just let me live. And because he knows we're honorable people, if we give our word, we're gonna give our word, right? That's you gotta, imagine yourself. If the Lord said kill everybody, you especially want to kill the head, right? You sever the head. If anything, you leave, the peasants alone, right? What?
Who were the Amalekites?
The Amalekites are the so-called Jewish men today. That's who that would be. Yeah, the ones that you see with the and you're gonna find out why they're over us today. We had a chance not to ever deal with them ever again. Now they own your identity, they own your land, and some of them are your landlords. Read.
Verse 8.
Amalek.
And he took Ahmad, the king of Amalekites.
Amalekites? That's not Amalek? Amalek, same thing. Amalek, okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's like you said it one more time. Amalekites. And utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep.
And the what?
And the best of the sheep.
Oh, listen, the sheep. Let's not kill the sheep. What did we Lord say in the beginning?
Utterly destroy.
Damn right. Read. And what else did he do? Keep reading. He saved the king. He saved the what? The sheep. Keep reading.
And of the oxen.
And of the oxen. What did he say? What did God say in the beginning, Nora?
Utterly destroy.
Utterly destroy. Read.
And of the fatlings.
And of the fatlings. Go ahead.
And the lambs.
And the lambs. Oh, man. What else?
And all that was good.
And all that was good. Listen, you guess what he did kill? He killed all the pigs, all the stuff we don't eat, all the catfish and the shrimp and lobster. He killed those things. But he saved the lambs, the fatlings, the oxen, all the yummy stuff. You like steaks and beef ribs, right? And hamburgers. Yeah, he saved those. After the Lord said, what, Ashton? Destroy what? Yeah, destroy it all. Utterly, right? Read.
And would not utterly destroy them.
And he would not? What?
And would not utterly destroy them.
You see, you're going to find out obedience is important to the Lord. Okay? He gives us an order. He might ask you to go outside and walk around your car 3 times. Right? I'm just giving an example, right? It's not, don't think of God as a genie, right? He's not Genie from Aladdin, okay? He reacts based on on the actions that he orders you to do. That's why it's so important. You have to follow things to a T. People look, especially in the Christian church, look at God as some jinn, right? Ooh, I hope, I get blessed with a check with $1,000 in the mail today. I hope I, come up with some money. I want to win the lottery. I win a new car, right? God's not your personal genie, okay? Read.
And would not utterly destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
But everything that was vile and refused that they destroyed utterly.
You see that? They killed all the garbage, right? If you couldn't give him any money, right? Or the king any money for your life, he destroyed you, man. It doesn't say in the scriptures, but I bet there's a high probability there were other people, not just the king, that paid for to escape with their lives, man. That's why you have Amalek on our ass today. Right? Read.
Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, It repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king.
See, the Lord regretted the fact he set up Saul to be king, man. And when you read about Saul in the beginning, he was humble, right? When he wanted, he was like, man, I don't know how to take care of the Lord's people. He was real humble when you read about him, man. And then, of course, the prophets gave him ease of mind and told him, don't worry about it. The Lord going to show you what you need to do. But now the Lord is saying, I regret making him leader of my people, man. Do you want the Lord to regret, to you over a simple, disobedience of an order? Imagine the Lord told you to do something and you didn't do all of it. And now he regrets even giving you the opportunity. Read.
For he is turned back from following me, and have not performed my commandments.
He has turned back from following the Lord and did not fulfill the command. Go ahead, sis.
Does the Lord know when we're going to fail him? Like, does he already know that?
The Lord knows what the Lord does. He presents an opportunity and he tests you to see if you will fail. A perfect example would be Job, right? Now, Job, what a lot of people don't understand when they read the passage of Job is they assume that Satan got Job into that predicament he got in, when in fact it was the Lord that brought up Job. Remember, Satan, I don't know if you're familiar with the story or not, but Satan, the Lord asked Satan, what has he been doing? Right? And of course, Satan says, I've been going to and fro throughout the earth, seeing who he could test. And then, of course, the Lord says, well, how come you didn't test Job? Right? The Lord brought Job into that predicament. Right? The Lord, and this is, again, this is the God we serve. This is your God, sis. Your God will kill all your kids, will put you through, will give you a disease, will go so far to the lengths of testing you to see if you will pass or fail. So, again, it's all a matter of if you will fail or succeed with that task given. And we all get tested every day to see if we're going to adhere to what the Lord wants or if we're going to follow our own flesh. There's some brothers and sisters out here who can't come into the truth because they can't give up tuna. They can't give up shrimp and lobster. That's a test, sis. You know, my mom used to make pork chops smothered. You understand? And make you think you could fly around the room after each bite. But at some point, I had to push that to the side. Had to go cold turkey with it once I found out that it was evil. It's a lot of things that our flesh, gravitates towards that's not of the Lord. That's a test every day. And eventually, you're blessed with overcoming it to where you don't even think about it. I don't think about pork bacon, a lobster. And these are just examples. There's other lust and things out there a lot of our people struggle with. Smoking cigarettes, weed. You know how hard it is for a brother to stop smoking cigarettes? That's a struggle. You've been doing it for 20 years. Now you find out you have to stop. Well, the Lord's putting forth a test right now. Let's see how long you can go without. Can you go 3 months without it, 6 months without it, before you discard it altogether? So, in a sense, based on the test that the Lord gives you, pull the scripture for me that the Lord, Mashah, do you know, what's the scripture where the Lord won't give you anything that you can't handle? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he's going to pull the scripture. The Lord, anytime he gives us any type of test or anything, it's nothing that we're not capable of overcoming. He's going to pull it real quick. You might think like, I can't put this crack pipe down. I can't, let me just hit this blunt one more time. We're capable of overcoming that. You just have to have the strength to do it. Suicide. I just want to do it, but I know that's wrong. And in breaking and you failing your test, you're rewarded with death. The object is of a demon. That's what we call that, that feeling to gravitate towards sin is a demon on you, right? That demon wants you to die. That's the demon's purpose, is to kill you. Okay? You got that for me, Mashah? Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, I think I got it. What is it? 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Pull that for the water. Yeah. Yeah. Let me know when you got it. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 10 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
Mm-hmm.
But God is faithful,
mm-hmm.
who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
You hear that, sis? Like, he's not going to give you or allow anything happen to you that you can overcome. All right? It's have you ever heard of the celebrities that like to steal? It's like you got celebrities that have all this money, and y'all can look this up. I think Nicole Richie are one of them. They like to go in the stores and just steal. And it's like something that just overcome, and they can't stop it. Now, yes, they can go in there and buy 100 of them with ease, but it's just the thrill of stealing, and cheating somebody, right? That's a so-called Jew is the exact same way. He wants every single penny that you have. If he can get your stimulus somehow, your child tax credit, he's gonna figure out how how to, get every single penny. When around tax time, you should see how many sales and things for furniture and cars and everything go up for sale in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American neighborhoods. They know when we have money, it's time to snatch it out their hands, right? And I'm deviating a little bit, but again, the Lord's not going to give us anything that we can't handle. We should be able to overcome any test that he provides for us. The harder the test is just another level up that you can overcome. Now, the Lord can trust you with more responsibilities. And the purpose of the test is when the kingdom comes, there's going to be leadership, right? And crowns to be handed out. Well, the Lord can't, trust you to run China. Trust you to run India. Thank you, Lord Christ. Trust you to run this half of the earth if you're going to be taking bribes, right? You'll deteriorate your integrity. You lock the door? Okay. You need me to drop you off at the crib? Okay. You'll deteriorate your integrity over what? 100 shillings? Some fatlings? Some lambs? You have to prove that you love the Lord more than substance. And that's what we're trying to show in this passage here. So finish reading 1 Samuel. What was it, 15? We're on verse 9. Yep, and sis, anytime you have a question, just let me know. We'll address it.
You want me to start at the top of verse 9?
Yeah, you can start at verse 9. Or was you at 8?
No, I was at 9.
Okay.
But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and of the oxen and of the fatlings and the lambs and all that was good and would not utterly destroy them.
No.
But everything that was vile and refused that they destroyed utterly.
Yeah, that's easy to destroy. What do you say, Norm?
What is a fatling?
Like any other type of livestock that we like to eat. Probably had some chicken up there. Giraffe, y'all know that's an unclean animal.
Oh yeah.
Some giraffe. Who wants some giraffe burgers? Anything that's not a normal staple like the lamb and sheep, right?
Is a zebra clean?
I believe those are clean. Yeah, zebras are clean.
Are mules clean, even though they're kind of like
Yeah, I think mules and horses are clean, but you don't want to eat those because those are your transportation. You don't eat your damn car, do you? Right? You cut your car up, and now you can't go. You gotta walk to work, right? So there's certain wisdom in when consuming everything. We're not the Chinese, okay? We're not Chinese. We're not Korean. We're not Africans. They eat anything crawling. Okay? Anything walking on the ground and has an eye or two, they're eating it. Okay? We set apart. We're holy people, right? We don't eat everything. Okay? We don't eat all the, wildlife in our backyard. Okay? Some stuff we got to let live. Okay? Some stuff got to be food for other animals. Right? Over there in China, they eat everything. They even eat fetuses. You can look this up. I'm not lying. Yeah, and they call it baby soup. At one point, and you know why they marketed it as baby soup? Well, back in the between the early 80s and 90s, they made it a law that you couldn't have more than 2 children. So, of course, no one thinks about the future. So when they had a baby, if it was a girl, well, she's going in the baby soup. Everybody wanted a boy because boys are more apt to take care of you in your elderly age. Yeah, of course. But when you have a daughter, that's a burden. You have to pay for a wedding and try and get her married off. That's how they look at the value of women over there. Now, can you imagine what happens today when everybody wants to marry get married? What's going on right now? There's no women. No one thought about that. As smart as you think Chinese people are, they so smart. They so good at math. Well, damn, there's no women to marry now. They're all in the soup and in our bodies and, you know, in the vitamins and minerals, right? No one thinks about this stuff. That's why you have to be in charge, man. We have to be in charge of a nation because we see the silliness in the laws of these other nations, right? You can't eat every damn thing. There has to be rules on what you can and can't eat. Or you'll just eat everything. You'll eat everything until what? You're eating bats now. And when you eat bats, what comes with that, sis? What comes with eating bats? Do you know? Yeah, you. What comes with eating bats, sis? It happened 2 years ago. What did we get in 2020? Sis, what was the pandemic going on in 2020? Oh, sis was isolated. I envy you, sis. We had the COVID, what? The coronavirus. And when they did the traced it back to the Wuhan province in China, and it came from eating bat soup. Now you got COVID-19 all throughout the earth, disrupting everybody's livelihood. Because guess what? China don't have a law against what they can and can't eat. Everything's for sale in China.
The wet markets.
Yeah, they eat. Listen, Google it sometime. If you Google it, you like Chinese food, you're going to stop, sis. Okay, most high in Christ, man. But if you ever Google Chinese food and see what they eat, you'll probably stop eating it altogether. Yeah, absolutely. That's right. You notice there's no stray dogs walking around anymore. Cats and anything. In the hood, I remember growing up, I'd see stray dogs and cats every now and then. Surge of Chinese food restaurants all through the Detroit area, and a down surge of, dog catchers are no longer in business anymore. No one thinks about anything. And that's what we try to get our people to realize, that these other nations who come in our neighborhood, listen, they're willing to risk being robbed, and murdered based on their perception of us anyway, right? According to the news, they're going to come in the hood and somehow they still want to make money off of us. They're not that afraid of us, right? They're going to sell you everything that creepy crawleth on the ground and has a curly mouse tail. You're eating it. And we don't, and again, even in the black community, we don't put a distinction between clean and unclean. We just know it tastes good. Yeah. But please, go ahead.
I'm sure it's probably the same thing here.
Mm-hmm.
But I know where I live, there's a lot of Arabs that own stores in the impoverished neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
And they sell, obviously, a lot of liquor.
Oh, yeah.
Cigarettes, and, I noticed that the cigarettes, the things that are not healthy for you are cheaper, but then they have, of course, because a lot of people in their impoverished neighborhoods get, stamps and things like that.
Exactly.
They're very high.
Oh, yeah.
And those things are very high.
Absolutely.
And I ran into an occasion where actually one of my children was offered a baby product, and it's like...
That's against the law.
Which I remember that, right? It's like, you go back to your communities, in really nice houses, really nice neighborhoods, and it's like none of that is in your community.
You're right.
But yet you come into our communities and try to just poison our kids.
Exactly.
And sell us all this stuff, and the prices are ridiculous. But you don't have this in your community.
They don't.
So you come and poison, our people. I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's good, sis. Get that sister a hand, man. She's very observant. That's right. And you know what? You know who they don't sell it to? Who don't they sell it to? I know you know this answer. They don't sell it to their own people.
They don't.
An Arab all day will sell you the pork rinds, the pork bacon, all that stuff, the expired milk, all that garbage out of that store. They sell it to our people, but they don't eat it. They're not smoking the cigarettes, right? Smoking the vape pens. But it's okay to do us because we're a destroyed people, right?
And did you know that Walmart will first deliver the fresh produce to areas, that have more money, and they will deliver the.
Oh, I'm aware of that. I used to I worked in produce at one point, and all the higher end produce stuff went to specific stores. You graded the produce from A to F. Well, all the F stuff went to the Aldis and it went to the poor neighborhoods. You're absolutely right about that. The stuff that's this will be rotten in 2 days, or one. Send that to the hood. Now you couldn't send, and this is to your point, you couldn't send apple with a blemish, to Myers, Kroger, or
Titans.
Titan Foods, right? You couldn't. But all these, Arab stores, they'll take it all. They got flies on it, they'll take it. Because they're not eating it. They're going to sell it to you and then go back to their neighborhood in Dearborn. Here in Michigan, the Arabic neighborhood is Dearborn. They've taken that over. It took them less than 20 years to do it. Yeah. So, you have any more comments or questions on that? But you're absolutely right. They have no problem selling us the poison, but again, they're not going to do it. They make merchandise of us. When they see us, we're like a battery to America. We're the ones that keeps the economy going. We buy all the, stuff we can't afford. Money leaves our hand, leaves the black community after one exchange. I'm trying to think, the only time I ever give, money to the black community is when I'm getting my hair cut. I love to go to a black grocery store. But before we can even get there, a lot of us are trying to get there. We need to come together as a people. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We need to realize we're one people. I try and patronize. I patronize any Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian business. If that's a stale bag of chips and the Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian on his cart or on his shelf, I buy those chips so he can stay in business. That's how you show love to one another. That's one of the greatest commandments. Is that we love is that you love God with all your heart, and then you love each other the exact same way. If I love you, I'm not going to steal from you and cheat you like I love myself, right? We have to, and that's where we're trying to. That's the root cause for our issues today. We see each other like how maybe the so-called oppressor or the white man sees us. That's just some nigga, right? Or some spick. Okay, some Moreno, right? That's how we yeah, right. That's what we see, right? And that's and Esau likes where our mind is right now on that. What you got?
Salaki, regarding your previous comment, I was just gonna say that's why I say that black people collectively would be safer in the hood as opposed to moving out in the suburbs.
There's truth to that, but at the same time, we have to establish that we love each other, and we hate each other more than the oppressor. You love him. You love his God, his religion, his woman. What good is that gonna do to the brother or sister that you live next door to? You're going to hate them and probably plot a way on how to destroy them, right? But to your point, you're absolutely right, because We know the intentions of these other nations around us. But we know where our power lies too. It's in loving one another, man. And that's what Commander General Yohana is trying to establish and show and be an example to the rest of the world, man. I trust my life with these brothers in this school more than I do my immediate family. You know, I think because I know that it's people, I know I can trust these brothers. You know, it's people that I ain't seen in years that are cousins, you know, aunts, uncles. That nigga, I don't know what you've been doing this time. Yeah, I'm your blood relative. But what would you do to me for $1? For $20, right? Christ said he was going to give us a new family, right? Because why? Some of our family is stuck in the world. And that's what he has come here to do, to set a variance to mother and daughter, father and son. He's looking to see who's going to choose him. Like, and that's a test in itself, sis. I tell you what, don't give mama something here in the school, and according to the Bible, it's against the law to celebrate Mother's Day, right? Don't give mama a Mother's Day gift on Mother's Day and see how she act towards you. You know? Just say, you know what, mama? I love you. I'll take you to dinner, lunch, any other day, just not Mother's Day. Watch how she act towards you. And that's how you can find out who's with the Lord and who isn't. And then it's us, by our example and lifestyle. If it be the Lord's will, we can gravitate, have them gravitate towards us. Damn, it's some wisdom in not celebrating these silly holidays. It's some wisdom in not eating everything. It's some wisdom in being with only one man, right? Only being with, not, being a promiscuous person, right? It's some wisdom in these things, right? But that's what our goal is. We want brothers and sisters to see that we have to love one another, and that's what we're trying to establish by showing examples, right? We do food drives. We go out every Saturday out here on the street and tell the people and warn the people. That's love. You know what I want to do on Saturday? I want to kick my feet up and lay in the bed. But I have to get up and go out on the corner. And because I love blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians so much, my heart aches when I see these people who don't know who they are, who don't have any direction, and don't see the wolf coming. My heart seriously aches because they don't see the destruction coming towards them. They have absolutely no idea. They're perfectly fine being ignorant to the destruction around them. All right? But I'm deviating. Go finish that verse, please.
Verse 11.
Yep.
It repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the Lord was regretful for setting Saul up as king because why? He didn't follow the order. He didn't utterly destroy. He destroyed, just a couple things. He destroyed the garbage that was going to get destroyed anyway. He killed all the pigs, anything unlawful, he did that, and he destroyed all their gods, that sort of stuff. But go ahead, read.
For he is turned back from following me.
Mm-hmm.
And have not performed my commandments.
Mm-hmm. See, you'll realize in your own mind, once you don't completely do what the Lord wants you to do, you'll rationalize in your mind, I'm still following God. When God thinks if you miss one thing, you already left him. You already forgotten about the Lord. Read.
And it have not performed my commandments.
Mm-hmm.
And it grieved Samuel.
Mm-hmm. See, it grieved Samuel. Samuel was the prophet at that time. The prophets gave the king's counsel. Right? Go ahead.
And he cried unto the Lord all night.
Mm-hmm. So, as with any prophet, sometimes prophets go to bat for you. Okay? Sometimes you mess up so much. The only thing the prophet is thinking that punishment coming to you is that the Lord probably going to kill you. Right? So you got people who love you so much going to the Lord to bat for you. What's an example? Moses. God was about to kill all the children of Israel. He said, Moses, get back. I'm about to kill all of them. And Moses pleaded with the Lord not to kill the Israelites, man. He pleaded with the Lord not to kill them. Go ahead.
And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and it was gone about, and passed on, and gone down to Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord.
I'm gonna walk you out, sis. Yep. The sis is about to leave. Let's make sure she gets safely to her car. Yeah. Ashton, walk with her. Yeah, she wants sis. Make sure she gets in the car, brother. Oh, she good. Yeah. I'm gonna drop you off at the crib too. You good? You 12? All right. What you got going on? All right. Mind my business. Okay, go ahead.
And Samuel said, What meaneth then that this bleating of the sheep in my ears?
He said, what?
And Samuel said, What meaneth then this bleating?
Go to the verse before that.
Slakia. Verse 13. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord.
What did Saul say? Ashton, what did Saul say? Read it again. Pay attention.
And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord.
Doesn't that just sound like some BS? It doesn't it? Blessed be the Lord. I have performed all that the Lord has asked for. You don't think the Lord can't see everything? See how we think the Lord is he's just oblivious to your sins? He don't, go ahead.
It's like he's reconciling with himself.
Oh yeah, he's trying to prove to himself that he what? What is Saul trying to prove to himself?
That he did the job correctly.
That he did the job the Lord asked. Oh. Blessed be the Lord. I did everything God told me to do. Go ahead, read.
And Samuel said,
Who is Samuel again?
The prophet.
Yep, go ahead.
And Samuel said, What meaneth then this bleating of the sheep in my ears?
You heard? So what did he say, Gia? What did Samuel say? You paying attention? What did he say, Nora?
What is this bleeding of the sheep in my ear?
What is that? He said, yeah, okay. If you did everything you the Lord told you to do, then why the hell do I hear back? Why am I hearing that? That's what the prophet's saying. And this is what you guys have to recognize. Yes, the king was the leader of Israel, but you respected the prophet because that was that was the mouthpiece of God, right? You gonna lie to the prophet? Read that part again. Go ahead.
I got a question. Why was the prophet and the king two different? Why wasn't the prophet just the king? Was it because the king had other duties and he couldn't
No, that's not it. I mean, you had whoever the Lord wanted to use at that point, right? The Lord always had one man in charge, right? A kings come and go. You understand? But it's always that one man that's dedicated to the Lord, right? You'll get you have a king, and he's caught up. He may be caught up in the riches, the women. You know, you don't want to be switching kings every 5 minutes. You understand? Everyone has a duty or a job, but everybody, like the king, you have to look at it like a order, right? Like a tier, right? Here's the prophet. The prophet is the mouthpiece of God, right? His whole duty is saying, "Thus saith the Lord." That's all he does, right? So it's almost good to have set a difference, right? So now you can't say like, it's almost like you can't say, okay, now God wanted this to happen. So that you have to have someone dedicated to that position, right? And that's the Lord chooses who he wants, right? Sometimes he'll choose a king. He chose King David, right? At one point. And David prophesied to who else? King Solomon, right? But for the most part, he's always used priests for prophethood. But go ahead.
And Samuel said, "What meaneth then this bleating of the sheep in my ears?"
Mm-hmm. So why do I hear all this sheep if you did everything the Lord told you to do? Go ahead.
And the lowing of the oxen which I hear. And
what else? The moo, right? Well, I'm hearing mooing. I thought the Lord said do what, Ashton? To destroy what? Utterly. To destroy utterly, right? Go ahead.
And Saul said, "They have brought them from the Amalekites. Mm-hmm. For the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen."
You hear that? Well, now he's supposed to be what? The who? The king, right? And he's blaming it on who?
His people.
His people. The people brought it. The people brought the oxen. The people brought the sheep and stuff. Not me. I did what you told me to do. That's why it's important. You being in the position of leadership, right? You have to order those people to do exactly what thus saith the Lord did. You have to make a decision. Otherwise, you're no good leader. What? What you got?
Like he decided that he didn't do what the Lord said, and he quickly changed his mind. Would he still be in trouble?
With who changed his mind?
Saul.
He already. Well, right now he's trying to deceive himself, right? He's already disobeyed the Lord. Ain't no changing your mind. Change his mind for who? Him? He's convincing himself that he did do it. You know, that he did do what the Lord wanted to do. You can't lie to yourself. You can lie to anybody else, but not your damn self. You know the truth, right? You know when you're supposed to be doing something and when you're not. And when you know you're not supposed to do stuff, like, let's say somebody was stealing something, right? Be stealing. You can't convince yourself and say, well, it was really mine, right? Well, it was mine anyway. Or, well, I was gonna end up eating it later, or I was gonna end up wearing that next time. You know, deep in here, it was wrong, right? And he knew, and the king knew as well, right? Go ahead.
And Saul said, "They have brought them from the Amalekites. Mm-hmm. For the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God."
Okay, so what were they going to do? What was he saying? Look, what is he doing? What is the king doing right now that I tell you guys that you can't do?
Doing the 99%.
No, not that. What is the king doing? He's doing what? Read it again. Read this part. Pay attention.
For the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen.
Yeah, we saved the sheep because, we saving the best of the oxen. Read.
to sacrifice unto the Lord.
So we
thy
can
God.
sacrifice to God. That's why we saved them. What is he doing? Got you. Let me see if they got it.
Making up a reason.
Making up what?
making up a reason.
Excuses.
Why he did something he wasn't supposed to.
Exactly. He's giving excuses, which is not allowed in the UPK. You understand? Don't we say no excuses? Right? He's making up excuses on why he disobeyed God. Can you give a reason on why you disobeyed the Most High? Can anybody give a reason? What's a good reason to disobey the Most High? Is there one? It's not, is it? Read. Was that what you was going to say, Al? Yeah.
To sacrifice unto the Lord thy God, and the rest we have utterly destroyed. Then Samuel said unto Saul, Stay, and I will tell thee what the Lord hath said to me this night.
Read that again. Read it from the top, from there.
Then Samuel said unto Saul, Stay, and I will tell thee what the Lord hath said to me this night.
You hear that? Ooh, don't that sound like somebody about to get in trouble? Like, yeah, okay. Oh, so you saved all this, these animals for sacrifices. Okay. Oh, the people told you to do that. Okay, no problem. Stay right here for a minute. I'm gonna let you know what the Lord's gonna say about your sacrifices. You understand? Go ahead. I got you. No problem. Oh, that's why you disobeyed the Lord. Oh, for the sacrifices. No problem.
And he said unto him, Say on. And Samuel said, When thou wast little in thine own sight, wast thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And the Lord anointed thee the king of Israel. And the Lord sent thee unto a journey and said, Go and utterly destroy the sinners and Amalekites and fight against them until they be consumed.
So the Lord, he's recapping. So the Lord told you to go and fight the Amalekites. Read.
Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of the Lord?
And you didn't do it. Go ahead.
But didst fly upon the spoil.
But you took all the spoils, meaning you took all the riches and valuables. Read.
And didst evil in the sight of the Lord.
And that was evil that you did. The Lord said destroy all of that. He said destroy everything. And you took up spoil. You took up rewards, right? Go ahead.
And Saul said unto Samuel, Yea, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord, and have gone on the way which the Lord sent me, and have brought Agag the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites. But the people took of the spoil.
But the what?
But the people took of the spoil.
It was the people. It wasn't me. It was the people. Who's in charge?
The king.
Yeah, the king. Saul, right? He's in charge. Who the hell gives the orders around there? Saul does. If somebody disobeys you, Gia, in your house, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Ashton, if your kids disobey you? Yeah. Because who's the boss?
Me.
Damn right. Those people. That's Saul making up what, Ashton? Huh? Come on, man. What is he doing? What is he doing, Nora? Making up excuses, man. Excuses on why he couldn't obey the God. Ooh, that is rough. I'm trying to think of what excuse I can make up to disobey God. Well, Ashton, I'm sorry. I didn't complete that order, Father. Ashton, he didn't know what he was gonna wear today. She didn't know what shoes she was gonna wear. Nora didn't know what dress she was gonna wear. I'm sorry. It wasn't my fault. I got in the car and was ready. Right? Read.
But the people took of the spoil sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God in Gilgal. And Samuel said, Have the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice.
To do what?
Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice.
To do what?
To obey is better than sacrifice.
Ashton, what is better than sacrifice? Damn right. To obey is better than sacrifice. The Lord doesn't give a damn about your money and your substance. He wants you to obey. Okay? And that's what Saul should have done. Too late, Saul. Too late. Read.
And to hearken at the fat of rams.
Listen, he don't give a damn about cows and sheep. That's for you. He don't care about that. He wants your obedience, man. If God wanted for you to eat sheep and lamb all day, he could make them spring up out of the ground like crazy. But he'd rather you be obedient, man. Read.
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
And idolatry, which that was. Saul valued that cattle, those sheep, more than the obedience of God. That's what he cared about. You know why you paying tithes? Who knows why they paying tithes? Why?
So we can afford to do classes and stuff and teach.
You pay tithes as an order from God. You know why he making you pay 10%? Because he know you love money. You need every penny of your money, don't you? You need every cent. You ain't trying to give up no 10%. You understand? You need that. You can't give $10 out of 100. You know how much $10 can get you? Not you per se. Yeah, that could get you a blunt, can it? I don't know. I don't smoke weed, but
2 gallons of gas.
no, it's not that. I'm just saying, you rather spend your money, that 10%, on something else elsewhere, right? That's the point. You love money so much. Well, the Lord gonna test you how much you love money if you love him more than him. Give some of it away. Just give it away. You understand? I ain't saying this, but could you take $100 bill out of your money and rip it and throw it in the air? Rip it to pieces? Could you? Hell no. But of course, it could be better used, elsewhere if you just gave it away, right? But yeah, the Lord knows you love it. You love money. So he's going to make sure you get 10% of it away. Go ahead.
And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord. And
that's the first step to getting back on God's good side. Admit you a damn sinner. And you effed up. Bad. Saul knew that was some BS. Oh, I was saving them for sacrifices. No. How you gonna lie to your damn self? Right? And then everyone knows when you're BSing. Because they like this when you lying. They can't even look you in the eye. Oh, yeah, that's what happened. That's why I hear bleating of sheep and the cows mooing and everything. Oh, sacrifices. Oh, okay. All right. Just chill here. I'm going to tell you what God got to say by this evening. Right? Go ahead.
And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord.
Too late.
And thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice.
See, he was scared of the people. Nigga, ain't you the king? Who made you king? The people or the Most High? And that's what it all comes down to. You know why Christian preachers, why they're so rich and powerful? Because they listen to the people. The people want to hear good stuff. They ain't trying to hear about not eating baby back ribs. They want them ribs. They want lobster tail and scallops and crab. All you can eat crab. They want to celebrate Christmas and birthdays. It's the pastor birthday next week. They want to do all the abominables, right? They don't want to hear the truth, right? Read.
Now therefore I pray thee, pardon my sin, and turn again with me, and that I may worship the Lord.
Oh, now he want to worship God now. Now he wants to do what the Lord says because he knows what's coming. That's why it's important. When we say be ye perfect, we mean it. The Bible means it. The Lord means it. He doesn't want you to learn when it's too late. And that's what, your father, me, what we try and instill in y'all to do. Learn, just do what I tell you to do. You can't go wrong if you do what the hell I tell you to do. Or you can be disobedient and find out the hard way, like Saul did. Destroy utterly everything. You understand? He forgot the Lord. And of course he's repenting now because he knows punishment is coming. Those people, the people. When you're a leader, you have to take responsibility. That's the perils of being a leader. They think it's all about, because they see Christians and politicians, it's all about, power and wealth. What's responsibility that comes with that power and wealth? Are you going to lead your people the right way? Or are you going to use them until you dry them up of all the substance? Right? Go ahead.
And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of the Lord.
See? Now Samuel's like, man, I can't mess with you no more. I can't counsel you anymore. Read.
And the Lord hath rejected thee from being king over Israel.
Now he's taking his kingdom from him. Right? That was a reward. We're going to have crowns coming in this upcoming kingdom, man, when Christ comes back. Do you want a corruptible crown or one that's incorruptible? Something that you can get bought off on. Go ahead.
And as Samuel turned about to go away, he laid hold upon the skirt of his mantle, and it rent. And Samuel said unto him, the Lord hath rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day.
So as Samuel's leaving the king, he's like, I'm not counseling you no more. I'm done with you. Saul's grabbing at his cloak. Like, please stay. Please don't take the kingdom from me. As if Samuel is taking the king from him. But he knows Samuel is the voice piece of the Lord. Right? And as Samuel's walking away, he rips his clothes by mistake. Imagine you pulling away from somebody and somebody ripped your dress. They saying, no, Gia, please don't leave. That's what the king is doing to the prophet. You understand? Emotional. Listen, man, accept your punishment. Right? But he knows you have sinned. Listen, the Lord could have took your damn life. Right? But he'd rather just take the kingdom from you. That's punishment enough. Could have killed you. Disobedience. Right? But that's why everybody ain't cut out to be a leader. Some people gonna fold. You'll fold for your damn job. I done seen niggas begging at work not to get fired. Ugh. Go somewhere else, man. Listen, fine. Yeah, you gonna have to walk me out? Goodbye. Please. This is my 5th time being late. No. It ain't my 6th, it's my 5th. Well, come on. Now you know I was here on time. After that, go get another job. Right? Don't ever dishonor yourselves. You guys understand? You too, brother. Never dishonor yourself in front of the oppressor. Let him have his job. Let him have his high-low. Let him have his machine. Right? Go ahead. You all right, Ash?
And Samuel said unto him, the Lord hath rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day, and have given it to a neighbor of thine, that is better than thou.
Ooh. Ain't that something? The Lord said he's taking the kingdom away from you and giving it to somebody else. Who knows who he's going to give it to? Do you know? Y'all know? Just out of curiosity.
it King David?
Yeah. Remember Saul? That was his boy. Remember? Well, go ahead, please finish.
And also the strength of Israel will not lie nor repent.
Mm-hmm.
For he is not a man that he should repent.
Mm-hmm.
Then he said, I have sinned, yet honor me now, I pray thee, before the elders of my people and before Israel, and turn again with me, that I may worship the Lord thy God.
Mm-hmm.
So Samuel turned again after Saul, and Saul worshiped the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Then said Samuel, bring ye hither to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites, and Agag came unto him.
So who was Agag? Agag. Who remember who that was?
That was the king of the Amalekites.
Mm-hmm. That was the king of the Amalekites. That who said that? Why was he still alive, Nora? From the king, because the king saved him, right? Yeah. Go ahead.
And Agag came unto him delicately, and Agag
Came
said,
delicately. I'm here. Hey, here I am. Right? Because he knows something bad about to happen. Go ahead.
and Agag said, surely the bitterness of death is past.
Mm-hmm.
And Samuel said,
He already said, surely the bitterness of death is past. Are y'all not still mad about that little thing, that happened way back when, right? Surely y'all, let bygones be bygones. It's in the what? What did I tell you about slavery?
that happened in the past.
It happened in the past. We over that, right? Read.
And Samuel said, as thy sword have made women childless, so shall thy mother be childless among women.
What does that mean, Gia? Read it one more time, priest.
And Samuel said, as thy sword have made women childless, so shall thy mother be childless among women.
So he said, what does that mean? He said, just like your sword made women childless, so shall your mother be childless. He's talking to that king. Hey God, what does that mean, Nora? Damn right. And read.
And Samuel hewed Agag in pieces before the Lord.
He did what?
And Samuel hewed Agag in
He
pieces.
hacked them into pieces. Hacked them into pieces. Samuel did it. That's a prophet of God. That ain't no pulpit preacher behind the pulpit. He can't be bothered getting his gaiters bloody, his nails bloody and dirty. A real priest of the Lord. You can't see. You always thought a priest of the Lord as what, Nora? What do you think when you think of a priest of the Lord? What?
Almost like a monk.
Yeah, like a monk. And he only, meditates and walks like this all day. That's not the prophets in the Bible. Prophets in the Bible were soldiers, right? You can't think you have to destroy the Christian mindset perception of what a priest and prophet was or looked like, right? Moses was a killer, right? And people, you see pictures of Moses, he has a long beard and he just walked with a stick, right? We have to undo the Christian programming, right? With that, I'm going to pass the class over to priest and officer. What's your Hebrew name? Yashprime. What does that mean?
To the people turn.
Oh, that's a heavy responsibility. To who the people turn? Man. Shalom, Israel. Oh, okay. All right, no sweat. No sweat. I'll conclude the announcements. Oh, it's over here. All right. We have the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits. For 6 months, they have to be saluted only. They adhere to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8, verses 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of every increase of the Lord gives to you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation is the blowing of the trumpets? Is that what it is? Yeah. Or is it the Feast of the Tabernacles? What is that up there? The blowing of the trumpets. Okay. Blowing of the trumpets. Remind all Akim and Akwafim to check the bulletin board on the wall. If anyone wants to be a trooper or a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. With that being said, let's give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amajim. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim Barak. Yahal Bashem Yahashai Barakatah. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Sa, which means to turn. All right. Shalom. Ya Shamar Alatah Bahashem. You repeat. Yahawashai. All right. That concludes the class of the law class. If you have any questions, make sure to contact the school. Shalom, Israel.